Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your August 2018 reading. So first things first, I'm the realist. Mercury is going to be retrograding through your 9th house of travel. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? If you're traveling this month, take extra time to get there, way before your flight time. In terms of traffic, even when you get there, you may be delayed, so bring anything that you need to keep you occupied. Bring phone chargers with you at all times. Make sure that your passport's up to date. Make sure you have all your documents in a file, that type of thing. I sound really, really organized. I'm not when I travel, but I'm just warning you, make sure that you have everything in order, because Mercury can wreak havoc, especially when it's in your 9th house, okay? And for you guys, fire signs, every Mercury retrograde this year is in a fire sign, so remember to breathe. You know that meme where the dog is standing and all this fire is around you and he's just standing there, and that's pretty much how it can feel sometimes. Not every day, but some days whenever Mercury is retrograding, especially in the 9th house, which is Mercury's home. So oh no, forgive me, that's Jupiter's home. Huh. Anyway, now Mercury retrograde's getting to me first. So we also have Venus in Libra, which is your 11th house. So that can sometimes, for Sagittarius, be falling in love with a friend, moving from the friend zone into something more specific. It can also be meeting people online is very well favored during this period. It can also mean in the Mercury retrograde that you reconnect with someone from the past online. Things like that can be very potent. We also have the full moon in Pisces in your 4th house at the end of the month, and that can signal things. It's a mysterious moon. I always say Pisces moon, full moon, is very mysterious. It's very artistic, very good for people that are artists, people that are living by their creativity, people that are spirituals, people that are under spiritual guidance. It's very good for that type of thing when it's in your 4th house. Spending time in your own home, making sure your home reflects who you are as a person, making sure that it brings you joy rather than discomfort. It's a lot of the time people don't put that much thought into their surroundings and don't realize that a lot of the time it affects us subconsciously. It's a good time to get into feng shui, making sure everything's organized, in order, making sure you have crystals, that type of thing. If you believe in that stuff, of course. We begin the month with the Ace of Wands, which is beautiful for fire signs. It's a new start, it's a new beginning, it's a fresh energy, it's a breath of fresh air on things. Could be all the fire energy. That's solar eclipse in Leo in your 9th house of travel. It can also be, as I say, higher education, learning, learning a new skill, learning a new talent, expanding your mind. And with Mercury retrograding there as well, you may be going over old ground that you'd not gone over before and discovering something new, okay? King of Swords is what's crossing you, though. For a lot of you, you're dealing with an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. It's crossing you, so I'm sensing a friction. This could be somebody that's very physically your type with the Ace of Wands. They're very attractive, they're very magnetic, they're very appealing to the eye, but maybe not necessarily to the heart, because they're crossing you for a reason. There's something wrong there. Could have been a romantic relationship that started off pretty promising. Could also be a water sign. Page of Cups, King of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. For some reason, if this is a water sign, the reason the King of Swords is crossing you is because you either have an ex that is an air sign, or you're dealing with an attitude surrounding this water sign that is somewhat airy. So they could be sarcastic, they could be sharp, be sharp tongued. You may have recently met an air sign and you can't get over a water sign, or vice versa, okay? So the way I'm seeing it is there could be two very distinct energies. Now this came up for Aries, the King of Swords and the King of Cups, so I'm interested to see how this pans out as the reading goes on. 3 of Cups also came out for Aries. You could be dealing with a choice. And then we have a fire sign too. This is your energy. It's also Aries, as I say. It's also Leo. There's something going on for you fire signs and the court cards. Everybody this month is all up in each other's business. They're all up in each other's readings. They're really like Look at me. You know, people like the court cards are really fighting for attention this month. And I'm thinking it's because of Mercury in retrograde, because people aren't maybe getting the communication or the attention they're expecting because people are so busy trying to appear one way, or, you know, as I said, Aries, people are not saying what they mean and not meaning what they say. And it just sort of seems like everyone's up in each other's reading to try and get some, like, please understand me. Please understand me, is what I'm hearing. The Sun, you could be dealing with a Leo, or you could be dealing with the Leo energy. It could be all these planets in Leo. So have the Knight of Cups, so there's romance coming across very strongly this month, Sagittarius. Could be while traveling, because the Sun can represent, if you're going to a hotter climate, if you're going to somewhere where the sun shines as a holiday, there could be somebody there. Now, hopes and fears, we have Justice, which is interesting because this can represent a legal battle or the Libra, and the outcome is the Queen of Cups, which was also an Aries reading. I'm thinking you guys are definitely dealing with a water sign, and this could be somebody from the past, because we have the King of Cups in the recent past, the Page of Cups in the predominant past, Queen of Cups here, and the Knight of Cups. We have a full house of Cups cards. Why? Some of you have Scorpio energy in your chart, of course, being a Sagittarius. A lot of you might. The Justice card here as well may represent the Libra aspect of your birth chart as well. So I'm thinking there is a very strong relationship between yourself and a water sign. And it seems to be like it's coming to a head this month. There's a lot of people going on here. And underneath, we've got the Devil. What have you not let go of? What do you not have a healthy attachment to? Some of you are holding on very tightly to a water sign or an air sign. Now, it doesn't have to be. This could be the way they're representing themselves or the way they're behaving this month. Say you were dealing with a Capricorn who could possibly have a moon in Libra. They may be appearing more like their Libra self this month and being a bit indecisive, rather than behaving like a Capricorn who may be more goal orientated and specific. So it can represent that way. With the Queen of Cups as the outcome, this is somebody that you're coming face to face with. So be prepared to meet this Queen, because she has something to say and she's looking in the opposite direction. So I'm thinking she's maybe a bit ticked off or unsure or guarded to a degree. And with the full moon in her element, she may have a lot of emotions to get off her chest. Okay, so I'm thinking there could be a water sign here. No. With the amount of court cards here, I'm really struggling to say everything. We'll know more as we go along, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 court cards out of a 10 card spread. That's a lot. It's over half. 10 of Cups. Ooh, beautiful. Wish fulfillment. Wishes being granted. Crossed by the Knight of Cups. As I say, some of you were dealing with a Capricorn. This is crossing you, okay? So your work may be getting in your way of your personal life, or work may be an issue. Maybe you're not finding the job that you want. Maybe you have been looking and looking and looking and you're not seeing it. If you haven't been, the 10 of Cups promises that you're going to be seeing it this month, okay? So maybe everything starts working out in your love life and you feel like it's all messed up in your career life. Maybe everything starts working out in your career and it's all messed up in your love. I feel it the other way around. I do feel like it is. Everything starts going well in your love life and maybe career is holding you back. The Temperance card here, there's healing, Judgment, Scorpio is coming up. This is so Scorpiophonic. This is definitely a Scorpio. Some of you have definitely ended, either you ended things with them. I feel more like they may have ended things with you. There seems to be a Scorpio person coming through for a lot of you. As I say, there's also the air, there's also the earth, etc., etc. There's fire as well. Everyone comes out in these readings, especially during the Mercury retrograde. But to clarify for those of you that are dealing with a Scorpio, I think you're going to be having a conversation this month that is pivotal. that you think you've already had. Okay, so if you've had a conversation recently with a Scorpio, maybe things ended, maybe there was a moment of clarity, or you thought something had been laid to rest. It's not. Okay, there's Queen of Cups coming up with the outcome. There's going to be meeting this person again. Could be any of the water signs, but there's a very clear dance here with Temperance between the fire and the water. If you're not used to seeing it, she's holding the fire cup and the water cup. Okay. Four of Swords. Some of you have been taking a break from socializing or social media. As I say, with Venus going into your 11th house, some of you are definitely taking some time out from online. It may be affecting your mentality. It may be affecting you in terms of your social life. Maybe some of you cannot go out as much for health concerns and you're feeling isolated, so it's best to just leave that where it is. And some of you, of course, are having success in online stuff. Depending on your individual birth chart, it can affect you differently. You guys are weighing up the options about something, whether or not it has more pros or cons. Because this comes up with the Queen of Wands, so I'm thinking this is you, Sagittarius. Thinking about it. Weighing up the pros and cons. Should I, shouldn't I? What if this happened? What if that happened? Making lists, making decisions. The sun and the moon are side by side, yin and yang. Someone with a very different energy to you. It could be a Pisces. Ace of Swords cutting through the crap. Yeah, there's a very strong conversation coming through with a water sign, Knight of Cups and the Ace of Swords, or romantically in general, because the Knight of Cups can represent love. It can represent communications and love. It doesn't have to be this water sign that I keep referring to. High Priestess and the Judgment card, following your intuition, balancing things out, and the Seven of Swords and the Hierophant. Okay. Don't make promises you can't keep, because this person will regard them as being false. And you have to make sure that you're coming through in your commitments. You have to make sure that you're coming through on your promises for whoever it is that you're with. Now, as I say, Sagittarius, there is just about every element has come up, because every court card nearly, I mean, yeah. All the court cards are coming out to play. So whoever you're dealing with on a romantic level, at least, because this is side by side the Queen of Cups, so romance, make sure you're making promises that you can keep, and make sure you're being honest with your feelings and honest with your action. You make sure your actions and your feelings are adding up. You know, with Mercury retrograding in the fire signs, you have to make sure that your fire sign honesty is being reflected in your actions, because this person, whoever it is that you're dealing with, is very much going with their head right now, and they are very much trying to do the right thing and do the best thing that they know how to do. Now, as I say, this could be the other way round. This could be, you know, flip what I just said. It could be that you're dealing with someone whose actions and their words aren't marrying up. Okay, so you could be dealing with a person romantically who is possibly has a wandering eye, or possibly has their eye on something else, and you're not feeling this commitment, and you're weighing up the options about what it is that you should do. Okay, if you're dealing with a water sign in the past who was unfaithful, or who was lying or hiding something for some reason, it's going to be revealed with this full moon in Pisces. Because what water signs do with the full moon in Pisces is kind of similar to what fire signs are doing with the Mercury retrograde. Things will come out, you know, dishonesty will come out, lack of truth will come out. I also feel for Sagittarius, some of you guys with the sun down here, I just can't help but notice, are dealing with a Leo, especially with the Queen of Wands here. And possibly they're juggling two people, but I'm not quite sure yet. Or they're weighing up your offer. Page of Swords, crossed by the Queen of Swords. Okay, so some of you are definitely dealing with an air sign. And I don't feel like the communication's great, to be honest. Four of Pentacles, people are keeping emotions to themselves. Yeah. Someone comes back really quick, though. Unfinished business represents itself. past situations reemerge. I feel like you think you've had closure, you've not had closure, a lot of you. And the commitment level was in question somehow. Maybe you guys took a break and decided that you want to commit. The Four of Swords here. Someone's been naughty. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. Maybe you had to choose between another fire sign and a water sign, Sagittarius. I'm just seeing that maybe something's gone a bit awry here. Now, if you were in a third-party situation with a Scorpio where you were the one being unfaithful, you're possibly toast. Scorpios aren't forgiving. Or if they had a third-party situation, you're maybe really, really wondering, could I take this person back? Because they might always be like that. Some sort of third-party thing's going on here, Sagittarius, and it's not resolved. For some of you, this doesn't have to be your current partnership. This could be a partnership from the past, and it's representing itself as fear in your current relationship, and you don't know how to deal with it. The Wheel of Fortune. Some of you, for a lot of you, a Pisces or a Leo is coming back for sure. And someone seems to be offering commitment. There seems to be an offer of commitment here. But Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands. It would take a lot. It would take a lot of work. This is what I'm seeing. A lot of you are dealing with a romantic option where either you had a wandering eye because she's looking off to this person stealing, or there's trust issues in some regard, Sagittarius. It could be that you don't trust them, could be they don't trust you, could be because of something either of you have done or someone from the past of each of you has done too. I'm getting the feeling this is somebody, for a lot of you, that's unresolved business. So it's not officially ended. Well, it may have officially ended, but not really. You know, like you could still be seeing each other, you could still be talking to each other. The Ten of Wands makes me think it gets resolved because it's a 10 and that's an ending and a beginning all in one. Some of you may choose to leave behind because there is no trust, but I do feel a lot like a lot of you have maybe more options in love than you're used to, and you're not sure how to behave, or you're not sure how to choose, because some of you with the Hierophant in the possibility sector, some of you choose commitment and some of you choose to see how much you can get away with, which is actually going to be harder than it works, because I imagine juggling more than one person is quite hard, because one's hard enough. So I don't know how people do it with, like, I don't know how people have affairs, because it seems exhausting more than anything. It's wrong and it's exhausting. But God, I don't know what you guys are going to do, because this is so, there's two distinct possibilities here. There's so many people. I think some of you, as I say, a Scorpio is returning. You have to make sure, a Scorpio or a water sign, if you can actually give this person what it is that they need, because you would have to work very hard to get back their trust. Similarly, if they've hurt you, they'd have to work very hard to get back your trust. I think some of you decide it's worth the commitment and it's worth the decision. Some of you that are dealing with an air sign, it may not be your time just yet. It may not be the time to make headway. I imagine with Mars and Aquarius, air signs aren't really wanting to make much headway, or at least not finding it as easy. So when that transit passes, when it moves back into Capricorn temporarily, there may be a breather with that. There may be a bit of relief with that. Those of you dealing with a Leo person, I feel fate's going to make an interplay there with the Wheel of Fortune. And the Moon card, I think around the full moon, some of you may deal with a Leo person specifically. Possibly someone, if it's from the past, someone returning, or it moves in a completely different direction than it's been going. For most of you, I'm getting a real Scorpiophonic vibe. And it's a water sign relationship and another fire sign relationship is what I'm seeing very strongly in this reading. But as I say, it could be their moon or rising. It's good to check those things. I do feel like with whatever relationship it is, I think someone's been hurt. I think someone's been very burned. If you do meet a new water sign this month, check that they're not already dating somebody else. Similarly, if you meet another fire sign, check they're not dating somebody else. Just be wary with Mercury retrograding, because you can get the wrong end of the stick. You know, you could assume someone's single and they're not. Or you could assume they want something serious and they don't. Or, you know, that type of thing. It's good to be clear this month, Sagittarius. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I'll see you in September. Bye.